Hi, I'm Lauren Gotting, new business director at URM Consulting. Back in January, we hosted a live Q&A session where Amarjit Sandhu, also known as AJ, URM's cybersecurity analyst and Cyber Essentials assessor, answered key questions about the Cyber Essentials and Cyber Essentials Plus. During the session, he covered everything from the scheme's requirements and recent changes all the way through to practical advice for certification. In this series, we're sharing a selection of his answers in short, bite-sized clips. We hope you find them useful. So it's about scope here. We've got quite a few questions on scope. If I want a limited scope for my Cyber Essentials Plus, but an organisation-wide scope for Cyber Essentials, can they get the Cyber Essentials for the organisation and then limit the Plus scope?
No. This is fairly simple to answer. It's a no.
It's a no?
If whatever you've declared on the CE has to match on the CE Plus.
That's it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
I know there's quite a few organisations out there that often have, the larger organisations have different scopes, and different scoping statements within one organisation. So brilliant. Thank you, AJ. So how far is Cyber Essentials recognised outside of the UK?
It's actually surprising how many companies do want to get the certification who aren't based in the UK. And that's something they can do. It is open to non-UK companies.
Yeah. Okay. And do you reckon it will grow outside of the UK?
We tend to see more and more. Yeah. We did one recently for an Australian company. The time difference was a bit of a pain, but you can do it for any organization. We've done them for global organizations. I think one of my colleagues did one. They had offices in China, the US, Canada, the UK, all over Europe.
Yeah. Okay. And another question here. This could be it depends, but how do you handle eSIMs?
They shouldn't be treated any different because it's the device that we're checking and not the network communication method on that device. So if an eSIM is no different to a regular SIM, it's not physical, it's virtual and sits on the device, but it's still connecting to a network.
Yeah. Okay.
So if that device is connecting to company data or information, that's in scope.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant. And one more here. Okay, so I've had Cyber Essentials for a number of years. Why do I find that some certification bodies say some things are in scope and question responses, whereas others don't pose the same questions?
That's a difficult one to answer without knowing what the other certifying body has said. People can make mistakes. People can kind of get things wrong. We have a really good relationship with IASME. We're always putting questions forward and back. So we try and keep as up to date as we can with any changes, whereas some bodies may not. So that's possibly why.
Yeah, I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes it can be a little bit subjective. Now I know, as assessors, you're regularly, in the meetings and up to date, and realistically, every certification body should be singing off the same hymn sheet. In an ideal world, it's the same requirements, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, AJ, and thank you for watching. URM is hosting a free webinar in July where we'll be exploring the recent changes to the Cyber Essentials scheme and the Cyber Essentials Plus scheme in more detail. If you'd like to understand how these updates could affect your organisation and get further guidance from our experts, feel free to register at our website, urmconsulting.com. On the website, you'll have a chance to submit any questions ahead of time, and you'll, of course, be able to ask more during the live session, where no question will be left unanswered. If we don't hit them all on the live session, we'll reach out to address them one-to-one.